how fast Cardinal football is. Hockey, real fast. AP and not Reuters. I don't add smoke to war scenes or dead bodies to... They also did it with another cover of a Polish person. They didn't like the color of his hat, so they took one from another picture. Congrats. Happy. Anyway, we'll talk. I'm here for you.
Suck it up.
His name's not Martian.
They're coming behind us.
Another shot of the governor standing there signing something.
I have a question, Governor. We have questions. Why are you hiding from the press, Governor?
Welcome, everyone, to this very special occasion and celebration in Arizona's history. I want to thank you all for being here today. This is the largest gathering I've been in over a year. And to begin with, I would like to introduce Councilman Francisco Valencia of the Pascuayaqui tribe, who will give our invocation. Councilman.
Good morning. Well, first of all, I'd like to begin by thanking our Creator, thanking our elders, all of our tribal members from our respective nations for giving us the opportunity to be here with you guys today on such a historic moment, such a moment of progress, continuing the work that our elders left upon our hands. So with that being said, ask your permission, I'll say a prayer in our language. Santa Cruz achetatem, itom hunaktem, itom bebeherim betanasok, amen. Señor ito machay, te katekame, emteam, chachawasa yori wa ito yapsane, emyarawa, mbalapo, embuyapo ano, amanteca po ano, machukito buano, yan sa mito mamika, tapa lutiane, tapa behereme, katoy simbutila, komtiwotine. Monikochi, Señora paswame, itom yori tuane katum betanahuni, amen, Jesus Maria Jose. Santa Maria moleba moitia, em sim turiwan gracia también etaponi, etokate kitom yachi wa Dios Jesucristo, chikti hamuchi, yabuti turiti sawa. Sokti yori wa entom po yom tikome Jesús, Santa aya ekatuisi ane ahuni Dios tabicha, itom no kriane itokoko huni, amen, Jesús Maria Jose. Santa Cruz achetatem, itom hunaktem, itom bebeheri betana soko, amen. Dios im choko tesia. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilman. We're here at the Heard Museum, a location of great significance, which honors and celebrates the stories of tribal nations and our community members. The tribal nations and the state have a deep history here in Arizona. We've accomplished a lot together, and today, one achievement in particular stands out to me. It was nearly 30 years ago, in 1992, when Arizona's first tribal state gaming compacts were entered. And then, 10 years later, Arizona voters approved authorizing the continuation of tribal gaming with the passage of Prop 202. Since then, all 22 federally recognized tribal nations in Arizona have entered into compacts with the state, establishing a relationship that has been mutually beneficial to the tribes and the state as a whole. And today, we mark a new continuation of this storied partnership. Earlier this week, Arizona passed legislation that modernizes gaming in Arizona and provides additional revenues for Arizona and tribal nations. Arizona's gaming compact has been updated multiple times. but this represents the most significant changes in almost 2 decades, a truly historic event. It's even more significant because it wasn't a result of court challenges and orders, but the hard work of those represented at this table, their councils, gaming committee, staff, and lawmakers on both sides of the aisle. And don't let anyone tell you that getting here was easy. And certainly, many said that this day would never happen. The compact amendments and the associated legislation took over 5 years to negotiate and get to the point where we are right now. During those 5 years and a looming expiration of the 2003 compacts, the tribal nations sought certainty in order to plan for the future. The agreement reached results in a modern compact that is forward-looking and provides certainty while preserving the culture of our state and generating more revenue for the tribes and our state budget. There's no question that Arizona has grown and changed significantly since the last major compact update in 2003. It's important that we account for these changes in our policies and our compacts. This signing today is a reflection of that. I can't overstate the impact that the amended compact and the associated legislation will have on our state. Across Arizona, gaming employs thousands of Arizonans, many of whom contribute to enhancing opportunities in food service, hospitality, and tourism. And it generates millions of dollars in tax revenue for state and local governments, which provide K-12 funding to give our kids an exceptional education, helps protect Arizona's land by funding wildlife and habitat conservation, and helps fund mental health and substance abuse treatment centers to ensure all Arizonans get the treatment and care that they need. As of last December, there has been nearly $1.5 billion in total tribal contributions to the state, counties, cities, and towns since the original compacts were signed. On top of that, gaming facilities provide tribes with funding sources that ensure self-sufficiency by supporting tribal education, health care, housing, and other basic services such as clean water. Most importantly, it provides resources for the education, prevention, and treatment of problem gambling to ensure that the risks don't outweigh the benefits. In other words, this compact amendment and its associated legislation continues and builds on the successes that the tribal-state partnership on gaming has provided Arizona for decades. And it does so by maintaining a limited, well-regulated gaming culture in our state. I think we can call this a win-win-win for the tribes, for the state, and for the taxpayers. Getting here took a lot of work, and it was not guaranteed. Today's signing is the culmination of years of discussion and engagement among many diverse stakeholders, tribal communities, both rural and urban, gaming industry partners, and more. We did it by bringing everyone to the table, pushing individual agendas aside, and putting Arizona first. The legislation associated with this compact amendment is a historic bipartisan achievement, and I want to thank all stakeholders involved for their work. Let's give a hand to the tribal leaders assembled here today. I also want to recognize President Karen Fan, Speaker Rusty Bowers, Leader Rebecca Rios, Leader Reginald Boulding, Assistant Leader Lupe Contreras, Senator T.J. Shope, and Representative Jeff Weniger. This would not have gotten done without your leadership and your participation. With this significant bipartisan achievement, all of these individuals have earned their place in the history books among those great Arizona leaders of the past who put Arizona ahead of partisanship. Thank you all again for your efforts to move this legislation across the finish line. And lastly, I want to recognize all of my talented and hardworking staff, past and present, who have worked long hours, day after day, to see this through until the end. There's one person in particular who knows how hard the work was and has logged considerable hours, and that's Kirk Adams. Kirk started working on this while he was my chief of staff, and he continued working on it even after he left our office. It's fair to say that this day and this ceremony would not be occurring without the efforts of Kirk and every single member of my staff. So let's give a round of applause to all these talented public servants. Now I'd like to introduce Governor Stephen Lewis of the Gila River Indian community. He has been a partner the entire way in getting this over the finish line. We're going to hear his thoughts on the importance of this compact amendment. I want to say thank you very much, Governor Lewis, for all your hard work and commitment. You have been invaluable to the process and invaluable as a partner. I'm grateful for your efforts, and I turn the floor over to you, Governor.
Thank you, Governor Ducey, for giving me the opportunity to say a few words today on this momentous occasion. As I look out at the audience today, I'm struck by the wide array of people and viewpoints represented. We have 16 tribes represented today, from rural to urban, gaming and non-gaming. We have Democrats and Republicans, all very different, yet here we all are, unified, putting together this package of amended compacts, and the state gaming legislation has been nothing short of extraordinary. That's taken years to bring full circle, requiring the best thinking possible, and most of all, as my tribal leaders will attest, a lot of patience and understanding, which led to the most important ingredient of all, trust. I know from the tribal side how difficult it has been to rebuild that trust among tribes over the past 5 years, and to build that same trust with the state. We argued before we agreed, and we fought before we found our middle ground. But here we are today, celebrating the most unique unicorn, I'll use that term, in political life, a genuine win for us all. And here we are, again, unified as tribes, sovereign nations in this great state of Arizona, with the state looking forward to the future that is ripe with possibility. And we are traditionally an agricultural tribe, so we understand about exactly what we put in to our dedicated pursuits every day for the future. So not just because we have been able to accomplish something so great, but because we did it together as sovereign tribal nations. We did it, yes. Thank you. And we did it together as citizens of this great state. We stand unified today in a way I didn't think possible 5 years ago when we started out. So much has happened in the years before to break us apart, and I have to say, I'm not sure I truly believed at the time we started that we could really pull this off. There's an old saying that goes something like this: just because we did it doesn't mean it wasn't impossible when we set out. Yet here we are. I'm filled with gratitude and appreciation for so many, but I promise to keep my remarks short, so I will only mention the one person for whom we all should feel a debt of gratitude and appreciation. He launched the effort to amend our compacts at a time when few saw it as important. He stayed with it and put his very best people on it. And he made sure that when the time came, he was prepared to do what is so hard: push, pull, compromise, and get this thing done. Governor Ducey, I can honestly say that we are here. You brought us here unified and in celebration. Thank you for your leadership, and thank you to all my fellow tribal leaders here as well, who made the important investment of time and energy to make this package a unique and genuine step forward for all tribes in Arizona. And I cannot close without mentioning my personal gratitude to the members of my community council behind me who stood by me throughout. I want to recognize Councilman Devin Redbird and Councilman Charles Goldtooth, both the past and current chairs of our gaming committee. And we have 17 members of our council, and they were all rocks on which our negotiations was built. Thank you. And on behalf of my father, Rod Lewis, who has passed away, he was part of these first negotiations as well. So it's in this legacy that we continue in good faith, building a solid relationship, both of mutual trust. And congratulations to all of us, to all of you here. Thank you again for the opportunity to say a few words.
Thank you, Governor Lewis. I am grateful for your partnership and for your leadership. Now I'd like to introduce Chairman Damon Clark of the. I also want to thank you for your work on this amendment and the accompanying legislation. You have worked tirelessly to get us where we are today, and the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you. I don't think it's on.
It is.
Okay. I want to say thank you to everyone at this time, and I'm going to ask you to say something. I'm going to ask in my language, Gamutja, and you say Hanja. Gamutja? 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 Hey, Hanja. My name is Dr. Damon Clark. I'm the chairman of the Wallapai tribe. On behalf of the Wallapai people and representing non-gaming rural tribes, I'm honored and pleased to speak here today. Wallapai attorney, Ms. Charlene Jackson. She's standing right here. she's one special lady. And they're non-gaming and whether we liked one another or not, but I think we liked one. We also want to give that, our future of our people, to gaming benefits all tribes, including us with the lands more geographically remote than others. And maintain economy and protect would use gaming revenue to secure a better future, build, and we've kept that promise. Looking ahead, tribal gaming will continue to evolve. Politics. Game. Dear hope 2002, we're all in this together, will not change. Citizens throughout Arizona should continue to benefit from tribal contributions to education, healthcare, tourism, and is good for all. In the movie Dances with Wolves, the one quote I like in that the Wallapai tribe and all tribes have worked with Governor Ducey and his staff fairly represented as we discuss the future of tribal gaming in Arizona. This was a critical maintaining the spirit of promise. Yeah, we did it. Again, we did it. Thank you for your time and attention. Let's get ready to...
Thank you very much,